Hi, I'm a Blisy.
Hey everybody, today I'm going to teach you how to EV train for attack in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I'm going to show you the best area and Pokemon to KO for attack points. And if you don't really know what EV training is or how to do it, I'll put a link in this video right now for my full comprehensive guide on EV training. But this is just a little quick one, where to do attack. So the first thing you're going to need is a few items. So if we go over here, we can buy the Power Bracer item. This increases your EVs by 8 points for every Pokemon you knock out. So I have 3 already, but you're going to need that. Next thing you're going to need to do is make sure you have some Adrenaline Orbs. Right here. They just make it so wild Pokemon are more likely to call for help. It's pretty standard stuff for the S.O.S mechanic where the Pokemon call for help. That's what we're going to be abusing. Next thing you want to do is make sure you give the Pokemon you want to EV train the Power Bracer. So I'm giving this Power Bracer the Cubone. Alright. Then, oh, actually, I meant to show this something else. Also, make sure your EXP share is on. Because without the EXP share, you cannot gain the EV points. The Cubone is level 1 that I'm trying to EV train. And he obviously is not going to be able to KO anything himself, so we're going to be having the Marowak here do the KOing, but so Cubone can get all his EVs through the XP share. Right. So next up is go to your options, wherever mine are, I actually don't even, and turn off battle animations. I always forget to do this, but it's actually much faster if you do it this way. It just prevents you from watching the move animations. And the last thing is you're going to need to make sure your Pokemon that you want to EV train has Pokerus. So I got this Cubone here, he has Pokerus. Pokerus doubles all EVs that the Pokemon is receiving, so this Cubone is going to get double EVs from everything that I KO. Okay. So with that out of the way, we're going to head out. Now the Pokemon we're going to be using to EV train for attack is Yungoos. He is pretty common, like, everywhere, but I like to do it on Route 1 here in the daytime. Now, the great thing about Sun and Moon is if you want to EV train at night with the Yungoos here, it's not a big deal because you could just go to the, a lot of people don't know this, but you can go to the Altar of the Sun or the Altar of the Moon. It's where you would have caught the legendary Pokemon of the game. You could just go there and you could change the time of day. So if I was nighttime right now, I wanted to EV train off of Yungoos, I could just go there and make it daytime. Some helpful tips for the S.O.S chaining kind of situation before we get into KOing Pokemon and me doing that. You're going to want False Swipe because it brings the Pokemon down to 1 HP and my Marowak's all 61 and it'll just KO everything instantly. Okay. So, I'm going to look for a Yungoos in this grass, and I'll pause once I find one. Thank you. Okay, so I found a Yungoos. As I said, they're common. Like, they're everywhere. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to false swipe this Yungoos to 1 HP. And so the way this is going to work is, so Yungoos didn't call for help there, that's fine. But the way this works is Yungoos gives 1 attack EV. The power item I have my Cubone holding gives him 8. So this Yungoos, if I KO'd it, would give me 9 EVs right now, okay? But Pokerus doubles that to 18. But the allies this Yungoos will call, when I get him to call it after using the Adrenaline Orb, the allies he calls actually give double EVs again. So this Yungoos that he calls here, if it shows up for help, will actually give me, it didn't appear, that's fine. If it doesn't appear, the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to waste time by just using Adrenaline Orb again. Since it has no effect, it won't use up the item. So anyway, the ally he hopefully calls here will actually give 18 times 2 EVs, which is 36. So that's pretty handy. So if I want to max out my attack stat right now, by using Bone Moraine here, all I have to do is kill 7 of them, because 7 times 36 is 252, and that would be the max of a stat. Now, if I want less than that, there's a few things you could do that to help. So let's say I only wanted to do I only wanted 2 EV points, or I only want to drop 4 in 1 point, right? Like, I want to do attack, but I only want 4 attack. The best way to do that would be to take the Power Bracer off of Cubone and then kill one of the Yungoos allies. Because that way, since he gives double what Yungoos gives, which is 2, the ally gives 2, and I take the item off, and Pokerus doubles that to 4. That's how that works. So here, I'm just wasting time. And what I think I'm going to do here is, since there's nothing else really going on, I'm just EV training this. I'm going to do a little quick speed up of this, so you won't. I'm just going to show this really quick, just a little, maybe 2 or 3 times video of me KOing these Yungoos. So I just killed my final Yungoos, and now my Cubone should have maximum attack. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to run from this battle. And I'll go show you the Cubone just to so you can be 100% sure. So we're going to go into my... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Get out of here. Get out of here. So now let's check this out. So if you're on this screen and you hit Y, you can see which stats are trained in what ways. As you can see, my attack is all the way over here. This shade is golden. When a stat is not maxed out, it is like bluish, but when it's maxed out, it's golden, and it has sparkles here. So my Cubone has maximum attack, and it's sparkling, which means I've done everything correctly. So this will work anywhere there is Yungoos. If you take a look here, go to my Pokédex. We just find a Yungoos somewhere in the... It's probably in the beginning, isn't he? There he is. So if we just search for the habitat of Yungoos, anywhere there's Yungoos... Oh, oops, this is not what I meant. Anywhere there's Yungoos, you can find... you can EV train for it. And Gumshoes as well. Anywhere there's Gumshoes, you can EV train for attack as well. And Gumshoes, I believe, gives 2 attack EVs instead of 1, which does not make it significantly faster, and usually they're higher level, but if you want to train off of them, you can, because you still have to kill 7, because 20 times 6 is still not, it's still not enough to maximize a stat in 6 blows, so you still have to kill 7 of them. But it can be used for more precise stuff, like I'm saying, with all the math I was talking about earlier. Anyway, the last thing I want to touch on is the Pelago. It's something I love for EV training, like if I just want to do something like while I'm at work or while I'm in class. If you're pretty busy, Pelago is a pretty handy way to EV train. He's going to yell at me because I switched DSs, but if you take a look here, so if I wanted to EV train a different Pokemon in... Oh. Fine. We'll do type null. So you put whatever Pokemon, you can put up to 6 here if you want to train them all in attack. And the way you do it is you just pick the attack boost drink and you hit confirm. And so this is what I'm talking about, the play sessions. If you have a max level, I'll level up, which is level 3. 1 play session, so if you hit this, 1 play session is 4 EVs. So a max EVs would be 63, I believe. And that's 31 hours, but you can double that to 15. And anything less than that, if you want like 152 or whatever, if you want 152 EVs, you just divide that by 4, and it'll tell you how many play sessions you want. something like that. Like if I wanted only 50 EVs, I'd break out the calculator and do it's 12 play sessions roughly. That's 6 hours. There you go. And it takes forever, but you could double the speed with the maximum beans in the bin, and you can you could set it to however long you want, and it's just great for work or school if you're going to be away from your DS all day. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you next video. Hope this helped.